you want to talk about the World Cup today,
Yeah, we're
right?
deep in the action of the World Cups, and So basically, what's going on right now is today is the last day of group stage play. Starting tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, tomorrow. We are now in the knockout stages, and like I mentioned, out of 48 teams, 32 are advancing. That will be the top two teams of each group. So we have 12 groups. So top two teams of each group advance. So that's 24 plus the best of third place teams. So out of 12 third place teams, they're going to line them up and look at who has the most points, look at who has the better goal difference, who scored more goals. And out of that ranking, you have the 8 teams who are going to complete the final 32. So, some news out of the big teams now in the World Cup. Um, First of all, Team USA has been playing very well. They're 2-1. Won their first game against Paraguay 4-1. Second game won against Australia 2-0. And their third game they lost to Turkey 3-2 in a game that should have been very winnable for the US. Um, and then, of course, we have my team, Spain, who has 7 points and have won the group, won their own group. First game they had a goalless draw against Cape Verde. Cape Verde played really good defense in that game. Their goalkeeper, his name is Vozinha. He had 7 saves in that game. Now Vozinha has been a viral figure in this World Cup. I think, especially on social media, because this is a keeper who is from the smallest country that is competing in the World Cup. And initially on social media, he had like what 30,000 followers or 3,000 or something like that. He now has 15 million followers.
What's the reason for that?
He just got popular after the game against Spain because of his performance.
Right.
7 saves, yeah. He was saving every shot on goal. And then Cape Verde is one of the teams in that group that advanced to the round of 32. So the smallest team in the World Cup, the smallest country, is in the round of 32.
So, what do you think? Kind of, given the fact that they're just ranked 66,
Mm, right.
7,
Yeah. Six.
ranked what's what made them kind of power through in this tournament?
Defense. It's one of those gritty, uh, football tactics that they call parking the bus. Italy is notorious for doing that as well. It's a very gritty style of football that it's not flashy, it's not stylish, it's not like the Brazilians who samba their way through by with all those fancy dribbling, and it's not like Spain who kind of finds the holes in the defense and they just exploit with their passing. So they play a lot of gritty defense. They will have all their um, when you have an opposing team attacking on offense, they'll have all their players in a defensive formation, in which it's in which the goal is to not let any shot through, to really
Yep.
pressure the teams into working for a good shot on target. And if they do, they have a great goalkeeper who's just going to be saving them. So yeah, props to Cape Verde.
That's a fun story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any, apart from the Cape Verde team, are there any surprises, Cinderella surprises so far for you?
Senegal has been the first ever African team to score 5 goals in a match, and they beat Iraq 5-0. So that's another huge surprise. We've seen teams like Egypt top the group, I think, or they're in second place right now. So because Belgium won yesterday, so another surprise. But Egypt does have premium, like one of the best players in the Premier League right now, Mo Salah. He plays for Liverpool, so
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Also another surprise. Well, Team USA has been surprising definitely. Um, I will say this: the way they've been playing they played this year is so much different than the way that they played in the previous World Cups. Um, so their coach is his name is Mauricio Pochettino. He's Argentinian.
Wait.
Um,
So the American team has as a
oh yeah,
Argentinian coach, you say?
yeah, that's very
All
normal,
right.
and
All right. Cool.
yeah, I think Qatar has a Spanish coach. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I just didn't expect the
Oh
US
yeah,
to have that. Usually, US likes their coaches local, right?
that's the thing. They usually before back then they would just hire local. I think Bruce Arena was an example of an American coach. But the thing is, it's kind of like the situation with Gilas. You stay
Hmm.
local. You don't really get that exposure to a lot of to a lot of better tactics in other countries. So the US has been the same thing. So they hired Mauricio Pochettino. Now they're playing with a more free flowing style of play. Um, their midfielders are finding their strikers. It's no longer it's no longer a very back then they used to play very rigidly, and it's a very structured type of football where but now it's more free flowing. It's more in the mold of it's kind of like when you look at basketball and you look at positionless basketball.
Mm.
It's kind of like the same thing, that Spain has adopted it. Now I think the US is kind of going in that direction as well. So yeah, they top their group. They're in the round of 32.
So now, just looking at the bracket real quick, there's a couple of
Mm.
spots that are left to be filled out. Now,
Yes. Mhm.
have what do you think about the bracket and how it's
Mm.
structured, and where do you think the big matches are gonna happen?
Oh yeah, the big matches are gonna be so another one of the big matches there is the US is gonna take on Bosnia Herzegovina, who's also who has is second place in Group B with the co-hosts Canada. So and then let's look at the other matches here as well. France and
But
Sweden
but
is a
the
big one. Yeah.
but
Yeah?
the US is gonna steamroll, right? That's kind of the expectation there. The
No,
US
it's
is a
not.
much
We're
better
not
team. No,
expected. No, it's not expected that they're gonna steamroll, but um,
no, just
'cause-
that match against Bosnia, no.
no, Bosnia is kind of in the same level right now. One of the second tier teams in Europe. So it's where the US is at in terms of development. So we're looking for that. That's probably going to be an exciting game. And then definitely, yeah, like I mentioned, France versus Sweden. That's another one. Another exciting game is Netherlands and Morocco. Ooh, that's going to be a very physical one. Both teams, um, both teams kind of rely on physicality and um, grinding basically. And then what else do we have? Spain. We don't know yet who Spain is gonna play. Brazil and Japan is gonna be a nice one.
Oh, that's gonna be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because Japan has always been, they've always been a surprising team, and this year's been no exception. Them getting through in their group, you know, they've been. And the thing with Japan is they're exciting to watch. They just play with a fast pace, um, throughout 90 minutes. It's the same style of play that they had last year when they beat both Germany and Spain in the group stages. They topped the group actually last year.
Right.
Yeah, and
So
then yeah.
among the who's gonna be the favorites here now, given
So the
this bracket?
favorites right now, given the brackets, is going to be Germany, France, Netherlands. Spain is still a favorite. Um, Belgium is kind of on their way. We don't know yet who they're gonna play. Then of course Brazil, Mexico is also gonna be looked at as well because this is a World Cup where all three hosts are qualified.
That's a
So and
nice
then
one.
of
Yeah.
course, and then Argentina is definitely another team. And speaking of Argentina, like Lionel Messi is the ageless wonder, man. He's now, to put this in perspective, Lionel Messi is Lionel Messi is 39. Just turned 39 3 days ago. He's playing his sixth World Cup. Obviously he plays for Inter Miami right now. In the pros, but put this in perspective. He scored 2 goals. Um, 2 goals in his. Wait, he scored a hat trick in one of the games.
Yeah, I watched
Imagine
that
that,
game. Yeah.
dude. Messi at 39 years old is scoring a hat trick in the World Cup. That just is a testament to how, like how amazing he is as a player. You know,
I mean, that's why he's the GOAT, right?
yeah,
That's
he's
that's
a
kind of
goat.
why.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of why that is.
yeah. I mean,
So,
we can take the Messi versus Ronaldo debate, another time. But that's why he's one of the greatest.
but the interesting. So, me personally, the New Zealand is gone, so there's no one
Mm.
for me to root for at this point. I am rooting for Australia.
Australia. Yep.
But they're the same bracket as Argentina. They if they win
Mhm.
their match against Egypt, Australia's gonna face Argentina, and they're
Yeah.
probably gonna lose. That's what it is.
Mhm.
But the interesting thing for me that based on all the stuff that you've mentioned is
Mhm.
most of the favorites are on the same side of the bracket.
Yes.
So Brazil, you say the favorite, Mexico, another one, Argentina. Those
Uh,
three are on the same side,
and then
but the rest are on the top,
the other side is you have France, Germany, Spain, I think, and
right?
yeah. Mhm.
You can have France versus Germany as early as the round of 16,
Right.
and then you can have Spain versus Germany or France as early as the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals. Yeah.
That's an insane kind
That's
of
insane. Yeah. Mhm.
that's insane, man. That's an insane way
Yeah.
to kind of bunch this up,
Yeah.
really.
We haven't even mentioned England. So, because we don't know where England's going to be at yet, because they play today. Another very
So
talented team.
so it's gonna be fun. Look, I'm trying to watch all these games as much. It
Mhm.
just happens that it's at odd times, but I try to
Yeah.
catch him as much as I
Uh-huh.
can. But I'm enjoying as a casual fan. I'm
Mhm.
enjoying this.
Mhm.
I think the
Yeah.
the rules that you explained last time really
Yeah.
benefited me. I think I
Uh,
saw one offside that was that decided the game. I forgot which one it was, but they
mm.
used the VAR replay and
It was
that. And I saw
I think
the
it was the Iran. I think it was the Iran Egypt game.
I think is that one
Yeah.
where a tie
Yesterday.
would benefit someone. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. It was
Yeah.
and I think it's very it's kind of like football, right? When you have the enroaching and the line
Yes.
stuff that happens,
Yeah. Mhm.
it kind of makes sense to me now
Yeah.
with how that played.
Mhm.
I guess it's just hard to see in real time. I don't know how you guys watch that in real time and see it's
Mhm.
offsides.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
kind that's
it's
kind
hard
of
to
what
see.
I'm.
Unless you see sometimes, unless I see the line judge holding up the flag. So, so that was offside. Okay. It's hard to see.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of hard as
Mhm.
as a spectator, as a
Yeah.
casual spectator, to
Yeah.
just watch that. But
Yeah.
look, I'm enjoying the matches so far. As
And
I said, I saw.
also, yeah, also in the knockout stage, the rules kind of changed now because no more draws. So, well, there's still technically a draw, but here's the thing: like, so knockout stage is after 90 minutes. If both teams are tied, you have a 30-minute extra time, which is divided into 15-minute halves.
Oh,
So after 90 minutes, you get extra time if you're tied. So 30 minutes of extra time divided into 15-minute halves. Now, if you're still tied after 30 minutes of extra time, then we go to the dreaded penalty shootout.
yes, that's what I know. Because
Yeah,
just because of the Mighty Ducks, I know that rule because of the Mighty Ducks.
the penalty shootout. Yeah,
So,
that's the ultimate test of focus and will and and
so,
nerves.
so imagine you're already running for 90 minutes, 120 minutes, two
Yeah,
hours really,
two
and then you
hours.
gotta play. That's just gotta be insane.
And you have to be very tactical with your substitutions because if you substitute someone, um, let's say your star player and extra time, he's no longer going to be available for penalties.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that
Yeah.
because it's not as fluid as basketball, right?
No.
How do subs work in
So
football?
you're allowed
Mm.
5 subs. Back then it was only 3. Now you're allowed 5. So when you sub someone, he can no longer come back. That's it.
Wait. So you're saying that let's say I'm the manager and I sub
Mhm.
Messi out for a rest, I can't put him back in?
No, you can put him back in. Yeah. That's
Oh.
why managers have to be very tactical with their substitutions.
So as a football player, how do you get the rest though? How does that happen? If
Um
Messi's a forward, right? So he's
yeah,
always
he's always
advancing.
running. Yeah. So that mean that kind of is a testament to how great the stamina is and the lung capacity is of these players. Now in the World Cup, if you've seen the I'm sure you've seen the matches. They now have a mandatory hydration breaks
Yeah, so
in between the halves. Yeah. So like in the 20-minute mark, 60-minute mark, they'll stop. They have the hydration break, and then of course halftime is 15 minutes of rest. But other than that, you're running. You're just running and running.
that's insane. And
Insane.
because
Yeah.
I have always wondered how subs work in football. So
Mm.
you can't if you take a person out, you can put him back in,
No,
and then you only have 5 times to do this.
you only have 5 substitutions. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what you mean. So if
Yeah.
Messi has to play in the penalty shootout, he has to play the whole game.
Yes, wait the whole game. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
insane. I mean, I know that these guys are really expertly tuned machines, but I
Yeah.
didn't expect it to be that much. To
Yeah.
be honest with you,
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
that's it.
Mhm.
All right. So these are starting on the 29th. The
Mhm.
knockout games are going to be
Right.
starting on the 29th. That's in 2 days. That's a
Yeah.
Monday.